It's pretty wild to think that inside each of us, there are these powerful archetypes of influence and power, just kind of waiting for us to tune in. So today, we're going to do exactly that. We're not just looking at some cards, we're diving deep into the four queens of the tarot. Think of them like mirrors, they reflect all the different ways we create, we nurture, we build, and we think. It's going to be a fun one. So here's what we've got on tap. First, we'll get a proper introduction to the queens as a group. Then we'll meet them in pairs, the fiery creative and the compassionate nurturer, and then the down-to-earth builder and the wise sage. After that, we're going to go there. We'll look at their shadow side. And to wrap it all up, we'll talk about how you can actually read their signs in your own life. All right, let's jump right in. Section 1 is all about introducing the queens. And I really want you to forget the idea that they're just characters on a card. No. These are the real power brokers, the true creators within each of their suits in the tarot. Okay, so this is the big idea you gotta get. The queens are basically the minor arcana's version of the super powerful Empress card. They all carry that mother energy. And I don't mean that literally like having kids. It's about their amazing capacity for creation, their deep gut-feeling intuition, and their power to nurture everything from ideas to people to big projects. Trust me, they hold a ton of influence wherever they show up. Next up, let's get into our first pair of archetypes. Section 2, the creative and the nurturer. And what we're really looking at here are these two fundamental energies, right? We've got fire and we've got water. And that translates into this incredible dynamic between pure passion and deep compassion. So on one side, you have the Queen of Wands. We're going to call her the artist. And she is just buzzing with creative energy. And then on the other side, you have the Queen of Cups, the nurturer. Her whole world is about love, emotions, and well-being. Totally different vibes, but both are incredibly powerful forces. You know that person who walks into a room and the whole energy just shifts? It just gets brighter? That's the Queen of Wands. She's that founder who gets everyone fired up about a new idea. Just a born leader, super warm, kind, and a huge cheerleader for anything creative. So when you see her card, start thinking about that new project, making that bold career move, or finally booking that trip you've been dreaming of. She is the spark. And then we have the Queen of Cups. She is the absolute picture of a caring, nurturing person. Think of that friend or mentor who just knows how to listen and make you feel safe. She can be a little shy, maybe a bit reserved, but everything she does is guided by love. Her power comes from the heart, from her intuition. She points us towards things like romance, family life, and just our overall emotional and physical health. She's like the heart's compass. All right, moving on to our second power couple in Section 3, the builder and the sage. Now we're shifting gears a little bit. We're moving from the world of emotion and creativity to the world of the tangible and the intellectual. We're looking at the clash between the grounded, practical energy of earth and the sharp, clear-minded energy of air. And you can see that dynamic play out right here. You've got the Queen of Pentacles, who we're calling the builder. She's an absolute master of business, action, and the physical world. And then opposite her, you've got the Queen of Swords, the sage, who operates with razor-sharp intelligence and courage. She navigates the world with logic and hard-earned wisdom. The Queen of Pentacles is just so practical. I mean, she's the person with the perfectly organized planner, the hard-working entrepreneur who just makes things happen. No fuss, no drama. Her focus is on the real world, building a business, managing money, creating a stable home. When her card pops up, it's time to think about your career, your finances, and all the practical work that goes into building a good life. Now, the Queen of Swords, wow, she is a fascinating one. Her wisdom is the real deal, and it's often been earned through some tough experiences, maybe even suffering. She has the energy of a seasoned lawyer or a brilliant scientist. And because of what she's been through, she's become incredibly fair, clear-headed, and ruled by her intellect. She cuts right through the BS. Her card often signals important news, legal matters, or anything to do with science and finding the truth. Okay, let's just take a breath and do a quick recap. This little table is perfect. It gives you a great snapshot of each queen's world. You've got the Artist of Wands for new projects and adventures, the Nurturer of Cups for all things romance and family, the Builder of Pentacles for your career and your money, and the Sage of Swords for big news and intellectual challenges. 4 queens, 4 very distinct areas of power. But what happens when these powerful energies get blocked or, start showing up in a not so great way? Well, that's what brings us to Section 4, the shadow side. This is where we look at what it all means when the queens show up reversed. So, the source material makes this really crucial point, and I want you to hear it directly. A reversed queen isn't some evil villain. It's not that simple. Most of the time, it just means that her best qualities are, well, they're missing in action. That vibrant leadership turns into self doubt. That deep compassion becomes emotional distance. It's really about the absence of her strength. So for our first pair, the shadow side can look like this. The reversed Queen of Wands, her fire just kind of goes out. That amazing, confident leadership gets replaced by self-doubt, and she starts pulling back from taking charge. And the reversed Queen of Cups, she closes off her heart. Her deep empathy gets replaced by emotional unavailability, a real detachment from the people around her. And what about our other two? Well, the reverse Queen of Pentacles starts to lose her footing. That practical, grounded nature turns into neglecting her responsibilities, maybe being totally irresponsible with money or her home. And the reversed Queen of Swords, oof, her sharp mind becomes a weapon. She can become super critical, use really harsh words, and can even become manipulative to get her way.
Okay, so we've seen the light and we've seen the shadow of each queen. Now for the big question. What do you actually do with this information? That's what our final section is all about, reading the signs and learning how to really hear the message a queen might be trying to send you.
I want to give you 3 simple but really powerful keys to figuring this out. First, analyze the context. What's going on in your life? What other cards are around? Second, do some inner reflection. Really ask yourself, is this queen me right now, or is she showing up as someone else in my life? And third, and this is the most important one, see the potential for growth. A reversed queen is never a final sentence. It's an invitation, a call to start developing those missing positive qualities in yourself. And that's a wrap. We've met the creative, the nurturer, the builder, and the sage. We've seen their incredible strengths and their challenging shadows. So I'll just leave you with this one question to think about. Whether it's as a leader, a caregiver, a creator, or a truth teller, which queen's energy is speaking to you the loudest, right now, today?